Hey guys, this is Gage from MTG Taps. I'm gonna talk to you today about the current metagame of Standard. It's kind of being overran by a blue-white Delver deck, which kinda reminds, like, the way the format's shifting, it's kinda looking like last Standard with Cobblade. It's a blue-white aggro control deck. It gains a lot of card advantage using cheap, effective flyers and equipment. Seriously, if they reprinted Squadron Hawk, I'd probably put playing Standard at this point because Delver, Snapcaster Mage, and Squadron Hawk all in the same deck is insane. The current format, or the last top 8, had 12 blue-white decks in the top 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of those 12 decks being named blue-white Delver. Delver is obviously the strongest deck in the format. Michael Rooks took second place with a black and a red-black Metalcraft deck. It seemed okay. I didn't care for this. Like, I wouldn't play it, but he put numbers up, which is what mattered. I don't think he'd be able to do it again. The only reason I think he won because his deck was just a rogue deck. Like, no one knew about it. Let's go ahead and look at Todd Anderson, the Washington, D.C. champion. Okay, so, he's playing 3 Sword of War and Beast, 4 Legionnaire. I don't care for Legionnaire, the reason being, it only has a 1 butt, so, like, it's very weak to gut shot, but I think that's why he's playing the mutagenic growth. Like, I think for it to gain enough value for it to be playable for me, I'd want to play it like 2 more mutagenic growth and move the missteps to the board, and I'd probably take out the dissipate for a gut or a vapor snag. Besides that, I really like this list. Of course, you're always gonna want to change something about someone's list. I don't ever play a deck like card for card. Sometimes I do kind of net deck. I really don't care to. Sometimes I just do it because I need to throw something together for FNM. But let's go ahead and look at the decks that topped. Like, his blue-white deck. It's really powerful. There's not a lot going on. It has a very simple plan, but it has a lot of support to it. The reason he's playing full Geist is because people want to legend your Geist a lot, so that's why people board in like 3 images against you. So he wanted to play around that, so he plays 4, and people like to block in the Snapcaster range, so I guess he just likes Angels. Let's go and look at this Black-Eyed Metalcraft deck by Michael Rooks. Okay, so Chimeric Mass is probably against control. It's really powerful. Mortapod's really good. Ratchet Long's sick. Really good against tokens. Shrine is an obvious inclusion if you're playing red. Etch Champion, it has synergy with all the sweepers. Like, he plays 3 Slagstorm main and 2 Wit players in the board. So, Etch Champion doesn't get hit because it can't be dealt damage by a source or targeted, and Slagstorm would deal damage. So, if he has Metalcraft, you get to keep your Etch Champion. And Chandra's Phoenix can just come back if you just hit them with something. Now, Brimstone Volley is my only huge problem with this deck. I see why it's there, but most of the time I suspect that this was just an Incinerate form that costed an extra mana, which to me I'd rather just play it safe and stay with the Incinerates. I'm not saying it's a bad idea to play Brimstone Volley, but I'm saying it's not nearly as good as people think it is. Like, you don't get morbid as much as you would think. So, I don't know. It's just a little iffy for me. Let's go ahead and look at another list. In 12th place, we have, actually, let's go ahead and look at a humans list. In 11th place, no, there's a 4th place one, sorry, by Justin McPherson. Person, or I'm not sure. 2 Mortapod. My friend actually plays this list. The only change that he made was he cut a Midnight Haunting for a hero because he didn't have Midnight Haunting. I was playtesting against this deck today, actually, this exact list, because he didn't have time to actually toy with it besides not having a Midnight Haunting. So yeah, and that hero was so good every game. I would not play more than one in this deck. It was really good. The Mortapods were bad, actually. I don't care for Mortapod. I'd rather those be gut shots. And that's bad. But I see why. Like, it allows your guys to live through like Whip Flare or being blocked by a Snapcaster Mage. And you can just shoot things when they go to day. Oh, there's a blue-white control in 7th place by Harry Corvus. I think that's how you say his name. So here's that list. I don't care for Lucent Zenith, but I see why it's in there. He has no actual win conditions besides game. That's probably, like, I would probably play, like, 1 bomb or something. Like, that Elishnorn, there's an Elishnorn in this board that you don't get to see because I'm not showing boards. But, I honestly think that should be main to give your White Sun Zenith that extra boost, because you usually don't get to hit White Sun Zenith for too much. That's the only problem I have with this deck. Like, it's actually really good. I'd probably play an Elspeth though. Mono Black Infect in 12th place by Duncan Howard. This deck seems really good. Trigon Raid, Spellskite for the Wolfrun match, Crusader, Plugstinger, Whispering Spectre, Doomblade go for the, the average list. Nothing really special here, so I'm not gonna talk too much about this. Blue-black control in 13th place. I cannot say his first name, but it's Serani. Two Sphinx, which I'm not a fan of in this standard. 2 Grave Titan, 3 Snapcaster Mage. I'm a Curse of Deathfall advocate, so I do like seeing 3 of those in his deck. He has a decent amount of dig. I like the Karn. The Liliana's okay. I'd go down to 2 and probably play something else, like a Tribute to Hunger. But, excuse me, the deck seems really good. It plays 2 Black Suns instead of 1, like some blue-black controllers were starting to do, which I didn't care for at all. We have Grixis Control in 15th place by Eric Brown. it's kind of reminding me of Patrick Chapin's Worlds List a lot. It looks really good though. The Whip Flare, I don't care for Whip Flare actually. Like, I understand it comes on the turn sooner, but if you actually play against Tempered Steel, you're just gonna hit a really dead card. I'd rather it just be Slag Storm because it has multiple purposes. Like, you can take out Planeswalkers with Slag Storm. You can't do that with Whip Flare. And Porcelain Legionnaire is getting pretty big, which is probably another reason why the first place deck by Dot Anderson played Porcelain Legionnaire, because Whip Flare is getting pretty big. I don't care for that card at all, but oh well, people are gonna do what people want to do. It's not bad, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't care for it.